Okay, good evening everybody. Tonight's video is very important. We're going to go through the do's and the don'ts of making a tinfoil hat. First things first, get your Reynolds wrap. Get the extra thick if you can. Made in the USA is a plus if you're in the States. If not, whatever you can get. Now, that stays closed. It's one of the reasons why I'm making this video. This is not all necessarily common sense, as you might think. Now, I hadn't made a video in a little while. I was under a big press by my own doing to make all the tutorial videos for all the different devices, some of which are relatively boring, straightforward. And now that I've gotten that out of the way, I've taken a little break and we're gonna have some more fun videos, some different videos, some exciting videos, some adventure. Now, a lot of people ask us about 5G. 5G, chemtrails, cell towers. If you ask us about healing, we will most likely not respond because none of our devices can be used for healing. Okay, so this says lift. Now, I've been wearing a tinfoil hat for a long time. It's important to do this right. So, I prefer the shiny side out. That's the dull side. Okay. And this is going to represent our head. It's going to be our model. This is sweet potato. Now, before I do this, a lot of people ask us about 5G. Okay, EMF. It's a big topic. Frankly, there's so much misinformation in this area that this will probably have to be covered over a series of several videos. Now let me just explain to you, before I go into that, we don't like to talk about 5G a whole lot. Frankly, I didn't even want to sell orgone generators for a long time. Carl's a close friend of mine, he's a business partner, and I used the orgone generators for many, many different businesses I had, activities, relationships, fun, experimentation. And Carl wanted me to work with him, though I was reluctant because frankly it's a dangerous business to be in, though I felt called to do so, and I'm enjoying it. Let me show you this. Okay. Now, I'm reaching out to let you know that we've deactivated one or more of your listings in our Etsy shop, and that was about 80 listings. These items were removed in accordance with a notice that we received from the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Now, I don't like to mess with the U.S. I don't like to mess with anybody, so that was a pretty big shocker. I asked him, okay, what's the deal? This must be a prank, maybe a competitor. Recently, Etsy was contacted by the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission requesting removal of items presented as being made or containing nuclear radioactive materials. Okay. I wouldn't know where to get a nuclear or radioactive material if I tried. So, again, I asked these guys. Etsy's been great, by the way. And I don't blame Etsy, of course. And you saw the YouTube video about this. So then I said, okay, I basically said something to that degree. Hey, look, I have no idea what you're talking about. We use electricity, Orgonite, nothing radioactive, nothing near radioactive. And then they came back and they said, request the removals of items referencing qualities associated with nuclear radioactive materials such as negative ion energy, scalar energy, EMF protection, and radiation protection. Now, I'm a pretty regular guy, so that was certainly startling, and I certainly do respect whatever the commission's, it's obviously something to do with safety. I think there's a lot of misinformation going around about the 5G, so on and so forth. I probably tend to agree with a lot of what they're doing because so many people are spreading falsities about using Orgonite to block radiation, to block EMF. And let me just say this, the debunking video showing Orgonite by a Wi-Fi router and then showing a hand by the Wi-Fi router is 100% correct. In fact, Wilhelm Reich in his Ornar experiments found that the orgone accumulator, which is basically just a large piece of Orgonite, amplified radioactivity. So, and then later it maybe was depleted. That said, he also never put his orgone accumulators by high electricity areas. Now tell me, you have people, to put it generously, putting Orgonite right next to 5G towers. This is proven to accumulate DOR, deadly orgone. Don Croft started this movement. Don Croft died a mysterious death. We believe Don Croft was a paid corporate shill, encouraging people to throw Orgonite at cell towers in lakes. Okay, first of all, it's pollution. Okay, nature, there's a lot of ways you can help. Throwing a hunk of Orgonite in nature. Come on, fellas. What are you thinking? People who promote this stuff in this video were officially declaring war legally, peacefully, a war of information on the gifting movement, which is bogus. Why don't you plant a tree? So, Wilhelm Reich, look it up, decide for yourself. Orgone accumulator is basically a large piece of Orgonite. He would never put it by high electricity areas. So putting Orgonite by a high electricity area, it's bad news bears. Now, I don't know about you, but when we were kids, we'd have our parents take us down to the pawn shop, buy a $5, $10, $20 microwave, put it in the backyard, microwave some tin foil. Have you ever seen what happens when you microwave tin foil? Thing basically explodes. So when you're putting tin foil on your head, especially if you're worried about EMF. Now, we can talk about the mind control waves from aliens later, but let's just talk about EMF first. If you're worried about EMF and microwaves and 5G, and those waves are bombarding us from Wi-Fi routers and everywhere else, and you put tin foil on your head, compared to what a microwave does, what do you think it's going to do? You're basically, induction, it's not good, folks. You got to have it grounded if you're going to do that. Now, a woman sent me this, and, look, I don't, some of this stuff is fun. We're not trying to be derogatory, though we will talk down on the gifters. We're going to deal with them, but you got a cap here for $40, lined with it's an EMF protection cap. It's got some sort of metal in there. So unless this puppy is grounded, I wouldn't wear it. So whenever you're making your tinfoil hat, by the way, tinfoil hat's cheaper. Now, I don't actually wear a tinfoil hat. I prefer the pyramid. Though, if you are going to make a tinfoil hat, if it's not grounded, think about what it would do. Now, back to the gifters. They say, oh, well, listen, Reich, yeah. But what we do, we put a crystal in our Orgonite, and we put these copper coils, and you see that does the blah-de-blah. I mean, I believe stuff that's so far out of the box for most people, so I'm not saying something like that couldn't be true, but Reich already found that it was bad news bears putting an orgone accumulator by high electricity. So unless you have something that's tangible to go against that, then claiming the total opposite, it's just wrong. So just, maybe we'll do a video later, that'd be fun, but if you put a crystal in this aluminum foil setup and put it in a microwave, do you think it's not gonna catch fire? No, it's still going to do that. What about a copper coil faced counterclockwise? What about shungite? Okay, it's still going to do that. That's my beef with the gifting movement. So if you are going to make a tinfoil hat, make sure it's grounded. Okay, use lots of tinfoil. Now you can actually make a basic orgone accumulator with layers of duct tape and tinfoil wrapped around like a copper pipe, or you don't even have to do that, you can just wrap it around each other. That is true to the form of an original orgone accumulator. Duct tape, organic and inorganic material, wood metal, plastic metal. Plastic is an organic material, not in the sense of like USDA organic or organic food, but in the sense of it comes, it's petroleum based, it's carbon based. So people ask about aluminum and orgonite. I recommend using iron, fine iron powder. However, and we can talk about the earth being a hologram, but as it stands, it seems that the earth's made up of about 27.7% aluminum. So if you do think aluminum's a toxic metal, then you should find another planet to live on. I don't use aluminum in deodorant. I don't use aluminum foil for eating. Obviously, but the metal itself is not a bad metal. So you can certainly make orgonite with aluminum powder as well. Though I would recommend iron, because we believe it resonates with the iron in human blood. Hope this video was helpful in making a tinfoil hat, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.